And we're going to stick with trade right now, not just what's going on with India, but also what's going on with gold. And specifically, this really points to Switzerland. Gold futures in New York this morning surging to a record high after sources telling us at Bloomberg that Swiss gold bars are unexpectedly facing U.S. tariffs. Bloomberg's Oliver Crook joins us now. Oliver, what's going on? Are these tariffs going to stick?
Yeah, I mean, if the Swiss needed any more bad news, which I don't think they really did, they got it overnight, saying that basically, a part of the gold market that they thought was going to be exempted, which is sort of smaller Swiss gold bars that are about 100 ounces to 1 kilogram, those are actually now going to face tariffs. And you've seen the reaction within the markets at a time when we had the Swiss president going to Washington, D.C., failing to speak to basically anybody on the Trump trade team, only getting a meeting with Marco Rubio, coming back to Switzerland and having this emergency meeting with a bunch of businesses. We spoke to some of these sort of representatives of businesses to Switzerland, and I think that the takeaway is that they really are at this point at the mercy of the Trump administration. There was some discussions of how they could possibly retaliate, maybe canceling their orders for F-35s. They've got an order for 36 of those worth billions of dollars, but really they see that as only sort of worsening the situation. So again, in a week that you had really colossally bad news for the Swiss, they're stuck with that 39% tariff, and so you're going to see it in the gold market, obviously for watches. You guys were talking about luxury a little bit earlier, but also Nestle. Nestle's down 20% over the last month because all of the Nespresso capsules in the world are made in 3 plants, and they're all in Switzerland.
I thought you were about to say that Nespresso capsules are made with gold, and I was going to be shocked and go out and buy some. I'm glad that's not the case, Oliver. But to your point, Switzerland, considering retaliation, maybe they won't do it, as no other countries have. But what about a carrot, Oliver? What could Switzerland possibly offer this administration to get them to back down from the most severe of tariff rates?
Yeah, Danny, I mean, it might just be one of these sort of pay-to-play situations that you saw, out of Japan, that committing to that hundreds of billions of dollars worth of funding to basically go to Trump, what Trump says, whatever I want. Same thing that you got from the EU. That might be the route that they have to go. I think that basically what you saw is this is an administration, the Swiss, they thought they had a deal with Donald Trump. They thought they had it all locked and loaded. I'd spoken to the president a couple of months ago. She was feeling very good about that. And then suddenly that was not the case. I think he saw basically how big the deficit was, realizes how rich as a nation Switzerland is, and was really very unhappy about that in turn. So I think it's going to probably be, at some point, unless they find some other creative way, they tried to show up in Washington, D.C., it might be just a function of writing a check, which seems to solve many of the problems with the Trump administration.